Hello and welcome. Today I'm here to talk about World of Warcraft housing, because I feel like it. There's not much else to do before the expansion proper releases. I know the expansion's been out, but we're in that weird dead zone where Blizzard expects us to level and do story and shit, and all the fun stuff like the Plus and high-end stuff isn't even out yet, So after getting all the gear and getting ready, there's not really all that much to do. And for that, well, I've been enjoying the housing beyond that, but now is a good time to partake in WoW housing. So I wanted to show off what I've been doing and make the case for why it's pretty cool. Let me see if I can actually escape this. Oh, there we go. Incidentally, I don't know the proper way to enter this thing. It's funny that you can enter this thing. I could do it with the Demon Hunter Dash. Currently, I have the UI turned off, so forgive me if I have some trouble dashing. But here I am showing off my house. This is my Alliance house in my guild neighborhood. You can see some of my neighbors' houses from here, but I'll be focusing mostly on mine since I haven't really asked permission to record, though they'll be seen in the background, so it is what it is. To start, I just want to show off some of the goofy things you can do. I've got some fountains stacked up on top of each other, with my house on top, with a staircase made of secretive bookshelves. If I were to run on top of this while it was like this, I would fall and have to climb back up, or mount up. I'm not gonna do that, because that would probably be not very good footage, except maybe it would be, I don't know. I do look forward to the day that someone falls while trying to climb up here, though. Here's one of my first composite objects of the video. Two of the same forge with a rocket attached at the end to make it look like a rocket launcher. Vaguely aimed at my neighbor's house, though I might change it so it's aimed at the ground. This one's more properly aimed at my doorstep, which was the idea. Sort of no solicitor sign, if you will, that Americans could only dream to have. Then we got a little, for fun, gazebo over here. A whole lot of things to defy gravity, because there's nothing under these. Well, they could be attached to the wall, but it is what it is. But there's only so much you can do with the outdoor, or outside of the house right now, because I think Blizzard was a little bit more strict about that, since it's more easily to impact other players with this. Inside the house is a completely different story, and you can do a lot of crazy stuff. You have much more space to drop things, and you actually can customize the layout fairly extensively, even. This room is, as it has been for a video or two, I sort of did most rooms by complete vibes. And I ended up having a whole lot of goblin stuff because we had a goblin patch. And one question I had found was, can I make a staircase out of garbage? Yes, I could. I also added a bench to the garbage staircase, as it were. Threw in some flamingos because I saw them in that one advertisement that they've been doing for this with the Blood Elf lady. Then we have the first of several jump puzzles, because of course jump puzzles, why wouldn't I? Got some crates to form an impromptu staircase, and we got the jumping room, where I have actually, I'll let you guess. How many jump puzzles do you think are in this room? I believe the answer is 3. I mean, I guess you could consider it 4. Nah, Nah, I think I'll go 3. So you have the initial jump puzzle. This was originally in the room from the get-go. It no longer works because of this orb. I haven't removed it. I guess you could consider the staircase a jump puzzle. We have the hidden jump puzzle, where you open a door and there's some paintings, and you can use, if you jump just right, you go over here and gain access to this chair, which takes you outside. But it's easy to get disconnected there. Then we have the final jump puzzle, which is all these lava orbs, which can take you to the next area. Or, if you climb up this window, up this area right here, onto these orbs, you'll find a chair, which will take you upstairs into the Void Realm, as I'm calling it. It's where I have hidden my lights, which I can't actually mess with because I have turned off my UI settings. That's okay, because honestly, that's not what this video is about anyway. I'd like to point out, this is where the other jump puzzle takes you. I'm going to disconnect, probably, from just messing around over here. Or not. That's surprising. Are they being nice about that now? There we go. But there we have 3 separate jump puzzles in one room, depending on what you want to qualify as a jump puzzle. And I do fear that some of my housing decisions were made because I decided to main Demon Hunter Dispatch. Over here we have a hidden room. It's kind of... It's not all that hidden because you can sort of see a crease over here. I might want to change that at some point. But so go over here, there's a chair, you can clip through the wall. We got ourselves a dark portal that takes us to another room. This room is very different from how I last recorded it. I've made it the Fell room, all Warlock Demon Hunter themed. Created some computer-like object with a mouse, a keyboard-like object. The mouse you can sit on, because I didn't think too deeply about it. Also, for those who might have seen my other videos, exit to the house is right here. Hidden inside the ceiling lava pit, as it were. Exit to the room is right there, taking us under the floor and teleporting us back to the entrance. Because of course it does. There we are. One of these days I'm going to have to make a video with the character that isn't my Demon Hunter, because I'm too used to traversing the house with Glide. This area is sort of inspired by Inscription being the first profession I maxed out in Midnight. On this character even. As I work on more of them, I'll probably start doing a little bit more themed stuff here. This room's a little bit different from how it was. Can you guess how many rooms this is connected to? How many rooms are behind the hidden curtains? Okay, time for an answer. If you thought the dark portal went anywhere, it doesn't. So that's -1. This goes to a room. This goes to a room. This goes to a room. And it's a nice room, even. This is the de facto kitchen with some kind of wine machine and a buffet for constantly lined up. A flavorful room, if I do say so myself. You exit through the wall bench, as it were. Oh, there's a spoiler. How do you access that area? We'll find out later, I suppose. Going back. So far, I've counted 3 rooms, well, including this one. But there's actually one more. By climbing all the way up here, we have once again another roofside access. Oh, there we go. You have to properly get stuck in, and we can access the ceiling this way. But I kind of don't want to, because it'll just send me back. So, I'll show that off on the way to the next area. Because I want to move on to one of the areas I'm more fond of. The cave room. This is where I got the inspiration for the remake of the Outdoors My Room. Those who have watched my other videos might have noticed that the world bush that used to be my house has been converted into the Nightborn Fountain House. Because I just really love the aesthetics of fountains. Like, just having a bunch of things like this is just so cool. Also, I really dig the animation of water going upside down. It's just... I just think it's cool, okay? It's aesthetic. That's a subjective thing. I like it. Don't need to justify it. Don't need to write a dissertation on why I think it's cool, because it's just cool. You can't convince me otherwise. Okay, as I've been talking, I showed off the entire pathway through this area. Go all the way up here, and you have access to the roof. As you can see, I have quite a few areas worked on outside the house, because of course I do. Have a nice little Mechagon thing over here that I might move at some point, because it's really just there for flavor. Now, you might be wondering, what the hell is this? And I'll tell you, it's a fancy room type that they have, where you have a dome with a pre-generated background. This is what it looks like outside. It demonstrates that those rooms are actually a whole lot bigger than when they normally look like. Now let's show off how that looks. As you can see, most of those rooms usually look like this all the way around, but I covered this area with the trees that I used to have outside. And honestly, I'm quite fond of the spell effect. You see some of the clouds bursting, going through the trees. I think it makes it look quite nice. I've got a little diorama here. I'm sort of hoping that they add actual target dummies at some point, so I could just use this room as like a training dummy room. Because I just think it's really cool. Got some weapon racks over here, a well for water, a little break area. And this is where I placed the bathroom. Spoiler alert. We got ourselves a little void sauna. Sink, toothbrush, mug and such. I had a little bit of fun with this. Also, I stole this idea from someone else. Behold, a semi-functional toilet-looking object. It was kind of fun to make this, but at the same time, this is a stolen idea. I don't have copyright for this idea. But at the same time, it was hilarious when I saw this in someone else's house, and I think it's still hilarious. This, however, is all me. I got some void fountains, I got a void ritual thing on the ceiling, I got a Naru window, because of course I do. Got a normal bathtub that will be replaced the second I find something a little bit more voidy. But at the same time, I think it's kind of funny to just have a basic bathtub in this room. Also, we have a little void table with wine and a cup that's definitely not full of wine because it's a teacup. And kind of oversized. Incidentally, I would have liked to put these things a bit lower, but for whatever reason, these void beams are actually collision. I can't jump because there is a hidden collision through these beams. Because it used to be these things were just like blasting into the tub, and it was a real cool effect, but you couldn't actually get in the tub, and what's the point of that? Okay, moving on. Also, just want to show off something. These hammers were not originally part of this. This glaive was obviously originally not part of this. Being able to make composite objects is one of the coolest parts of housing. As I'm looking around, please do try to figure out which objects are there natty and which objects are several objects combined into one. Naturally, this little room here is just wood blocks put together.
I'm out of range.
And I have been making very liberal use of these hidden bookcases because I think the effect is just really cool, even if they're not particularly well hidden. Okay, here we have a chair. It allows us to clip into the edge of this. But that doesn't really do much. I don't think I'll be able to get back on top of the building. So I guess we're just going to go back to the entrance yet again. Unfortunate, but as it were. Or? Nope. No glide cheese here. What a shame. Incidentally, that's a composite object. As you imagine, there are some orbs on the outside of the house. I just thought that them flowing into this was really cool. Naturally, this leg of ham, or whatever meat that is, was not a natural part of that carriage. Okay, moving on. I should probably show off this area.
Too far away.
There we are. So I did put some work into it. This area has changed a little bit over time. Initially, this was just the upside-down fountain bonus room. Because I thought it would be really funny to build rooms on top of other existing rooms, because there wasn't a budget for them, but it was possible to do so. But, unfortunately, the game gets very upset with you if you're up here. As you've seen a few times, you just get kicked out if you play around too much. Just like that. Like, even though I made a passageway there, occasionally it kicks me out, so it was... I've sort of deferred to just accepting that happens, and I'm making roof side access for most rooms naturally expended to those rooms. I think one of my next goals is to have roofside access and passageway, like to and from access, where you can enter and exit most rooms from walls, because currently it's just one-way clipping. So moving on, we have my next puzzle, the hidden staircase ones. Now you can clip through these even. But I've been putting real bookshelves behind a few of these to make it so you can't just run through them and click your way through. As seen here, like this one's not really there, even though even if I move it over here, because I put a real bookcase here, I have collision even if I click through, which is part of the fun. Here we have sideways bookshelves, which can be used in an amusing way. We have a curtain that goes nowhere, even with the hidden thing. Over here we have another set of bookshelves, but then they hide a hidden passageway, which, I guess I'll show this off. This is one of my oldest, secret rooms. This was the first, or this was case 0. Which is why it's just got random decorations here. I'll probably be moving these at some point. This was back when I was experimenting with ways to avoid getting clipped out. They weren't always the most effective things, but there we are. You can see the orbs from outside. And most importantly, because I wanted to show this, or this was on the list of things to show off. Oh, it's clicking through. Wasn't there? It's hard to tell. Okay, this is the chair. There it is. We have a hidden room in the original room right here. This is where I said spoiler alerts. Over here, I have a nice little area designed to watch people enter my house. Not sure if I'll keep it, but honestly, it was one of the first silly things I made, and I still like it. Okay, we're moving on to the last section of the house. I think one of the things here is that I've had a lot of fun just making secret rooms and like doing silly things with collisions and such. But I think also it's just been really fun making. I'll do the pun again. Flavorful rooms. Where the rooms also just have like coherent design. Here we have the tabard and bookcase room. Kind of silly having the books cases here, but the implication is obvious. You click the bookcase, you go down the stairs. And here we have something I had a little bit of fun with. We got the Anixia Laugh Out Loud, which honestly you could probably use a little bit of spacing because it's hard to tell, but LOL. We'll actually turn this on because it's bugging me. And I think it's important to give a demonstration of how this stuff works. There we go. And there we have a live improvement and demonstration of how moving things for housing works. Honestly, there's a lot of cool things you can do with this, and I'm very glad that Blizzard enabled it. I'm very glad that Blizzard gave us the freedom that we have. Incidentally, you cannot enter this whatever is behind this way. But let's move on. Here we have another jump puzzle. It was a pain in the ass because of exactly this, so I made put a platform here. Rather, this jump puzzle has been annoying for a long time. And I'll probably be revamping it at some point. Because there's camera issues, there's other issues. And moving on, let's take the hidden path to the next area, which is obviously on this bench. And we go to what is probably my favorite room of the house. So here we have a composite object designed to turn into some kind of mascot figure. And you can see he's got like a duck bill, he's a fury warrior, he's dual wielding hammers. He's got a body made of void materials. And he's got like goofy little bottle cap eyes that are made of I think that's like a set of scales or some shit. And it's powered by, or it looks to be powered by these side machines, which I can right click and they do stuff, and it's cool. But honestly, this thing's all just... And honestly, this is just like a whole bunch of junk mixed together in a way that looks cool. There's a whole bunch of small objects. I put a blueprint on the ground with lighting. Honestly, I think it's cool. But that's ignoring the elephant in the room. We have ourselves the Fountain Tower, which I made to test to see how big these rooms really are. Because I didn't think these rooms were all that big until I, saw it from the outside. Incidentally, a lot of these platforms are there because this used to be just Demon Hunter access. I used to be able to just double jump like this. But I wanted this area to be available to everyone. Also, this is from another feature of the I could jump on these. I could make a jump puzzle with these. Damn, I was thinking I would just make a goofy graveyard, but now I could just like jump on them. look forward to that video. Okay, moving on. This early on, I bought a metric ton of these Booknados, and honestly, I want to buy more, but I'm gonna have to farm old Legion content, and I'm not sure if I have it in me to do so. But as it stands, I have a metric ton of them, and I'm kind of happy about that, so we will see how that goes. As it stands, we have this tower, which you might note is actually really goddamn tall. This is like 5 or 6 fountains scaled up and stacked on top of each other, with books in the background, because this book's cool. And it goes to my little observatory. Fun fact: this throne right here is I think this is Garrosh's throne from Pandaria, and if you look really closely, I didn't even bother covering it very well. I just put an Alliance flag in front of it because I thought it was hilarious. And most of my characters are Alliance. Also, these pots did not come with trees. I just put them there. And overall, this is the area that I like to pose in the most. One of my goals for the future is to take this composite object of like 20 or 30 different Booknados and make it so that the like Eye of the Storm thing you can sort of see right here is aimed at the moon, so you can just like sit here and you can just like see it through the books, you know? But as it stands, it's a real pain in the ass figuring out how to do that, so I haven't bothered. Okay, there's 2 more rooms to show off. As you can see, there's a little bit of weirdness to Garrosh's chair. There's a chair on top. You might notice that there is an invisible wall above me. It is preventing me from flying into the moon. How dare they keep me away from the moon? But just like normal walls, you can just clip through the invisible walls. And you can clip through the moon too. Blizzard can't keep me from the moon. But you'll notice that there is a conveniently placed platform here that takes me even further beyond. We are now above the moon. It is beneath us. We have advanced as a society, and we've gone past the moon. Where we are, hell if I know. If I go much further, the game will send me back to the start. And that's kind of bad. But since I thought it was funny, I made a pseudo observatory room-like object above. You might notice that you can't actually see it. Well, actually, I guess you can. You can see part of it from below. But as you can see, part of it's clipped through the skybox. But you can sort of like actually see the dark portal from here is kind of funny. But it's goofy physics stuff like that that's been really fun. It's possible I might just elevate this a little bit more just so that it isn't visible from below. Okay, now here's a fun part. This will take us out, and we can see we can once again see. Oh, well, that kicked me out fast. Okay, we have one more room to show off. You might have missed it, but there was a bit of empty space that had not been properly revealed yet. There was no entrance from either side. What am I referring to? I'll need a little bit of travel time to show you. Please forgive that, or please begrudge me that. So here we are, back to this area. We've shown most of the area in here, but what about the area? In here? That's right. We have on one side we have the composite object blocking the wall. On the other side, we have this window acting as a solid block. The entrance to this room is a separate bench hidden under the previous one, because I thought that was clever. And here we have a my main character's designated or themed bedroom, which I used by making a coffin, throwing some bedding in it, because I thought it was funny. I ended up having buying a bunch of Blood Elf paintings this week, and I just threw them around the room, and it looks pretty good. So we got a nice mix of voidy bullshit and fancy Silver Moon paintings. And also, I just think it looks pretty cool, especially with the whole super hidden room thing. Because good luck finding this room without being told where it is. I was thinking about making a challenge for finding this room, but here I am posting the answer online. But at the same time, I can change this stuff up at any point. I will be changing this stuff at any point. Probably after this video, I will probably be changing at least three or five things in this house, whether it's a small or big thing. It's just been a lot of fun to play with. Anyway, that about covers it. This is everything in this house. I'll probably... before we go, I think I'll just show off the secondary house, because you're able to have one Horde and one Alliance house. They have a separate leveling, which kind of sucks, but... it's only two of them, and that isn't really a big... at that point, it's not that big of a deal. Currently, I've capped out on leveling stuff for the Alliance house this week, so I'm by default working on the Horde one. And I'm pretty sure Mythic Plus and Raid will immediately cap that out as well. The Horde house is, as I did in my video for it, I found a commune, so I made a block. Initially, this place was designed with a prison inside, but I have since changed it. Incidentally, I also like the Dark Portal thing, even though they're annoyingly expensive. Oh, yeah, mailbox, whatever. This house was created with one idea in mind, because it's a bit of a meme. I will not state the idea to begin with. I'll let you think about what I might have been thinking when I made this. But I will be giving the answer in approximately 2 or 3 minutes. This house is a little bit smaller than the other one. Level 6 to 7 is a fairly massive gain in terms of rooms you can throw into the house. You have to level them up to be able to get space and you get resources to... like, each object costs resources, a budget. So here we are at the top of the stairs with a suspicious dark portal. Not gonna go over there just yet, because we're going to the room that I recently added. Not super well decorated. Currently using coffin lids as a staircase. I saw someone use them like this, and I really liked the idea because it was very convenient. Easy to do. We have a side room that I made for theme. Just a little glowy room that for pondering an orb. This is just the orb pondering room. Not much. No need to think too hard about it. I can stand on the orb. Not really able to interact with the objects, but that's fine. Because that's just how this sort of thing is. It's all about the implication and the subjectivity. Here's something that I will be experimenting with in the other house, which is two-way doors. This takes us to the ceiling. This takes us back. The other house desperately needs stuff like this. Moving on. We have ourselves an arrow made of cobblestones. And if you look closely, we have... this takes us to a bench. What does the bench do, you ask? It throws us into the dark portal, which currently is set up so that you can't actually get out. Oof, I'm gonna have to think about that. 1 second. By design, I don't want people getting out of this, so it's very important this gets fixed. There you are. We need the walls closing in. That. Is it going the wrong way? Okay. There we go. And this one was sort of like that to begin with. But just be safe. Walls close in just a little bit more. Now the only one who can escape is someone with a leap or the ability to double jump. Because if you can't double jump, what even should you be doing? Also, that's the beauty of this. The underside of the dark portal has no collision, so you can just jump in. Then we have the secondary room that takes us in. Now for the final question, or final chance. What do you think this room is for, or this house is designed to test? The answer: can you die in a player's house? Yes, you can! Leaves a skeleton and everything. I got a little pseudo repair thing just to insult people on the way out. This entire house's premise is trolling. You spend like 2 or 1.5 minutes climbing these stairs, and the only way out is down or like through the natural ways. Of course, you can just start it out. But at the same time, the premise of this house, I think, is just funny. It's just... I haven't done much with it, but at the same time, the possibility to just create silly, trolly clown houses are there. It is quite literally a case where the world is your oyster. That's why I wanted to show with this video. So whether you want to make something elaborate, awesome, beautiful, pointless, but a good time waster, this is actually a fantastic system. And as you do mythic dungeons and stuff, you're going to end up with a giant pile of things, so eventually you might just want to just go to your house and make a pile of offerings and maybe throw some battle pets on them when Blizzard enables that. Or whatever the hell else you want to do before quitting WoW for the end of the season, so you can go play something else in your backlog, like Slay the Spire 2 or some shit. If you got to the end of this, I want to say thank you. Hopefully this was entertaining, hopefully this was informative, hopefully this was useful in some way to you. If it was, I'd appreciate it if you did the things that help me with the YouTube algorithm, like liking and subscribing and telling your friends and all the other ways you could help, but no pressure. Watch my other... continue seeing if my other videos are similarly useful. In the near future, I will likely be doing a guide on the upcoming Delve boss. I might, if I see an opportunity to do something useful that's I wouldn't assume that someone else will make a guide for, I will attempt to make a guide for it. Anyway, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Durability damage, lol.